institutions and services between institutions will be able to, they can carry them out in a much faster way than they currently do.
Bribery and corruption have been described as the greatest plague of the century, but also a major setback for the country's investment policy. The police and customs have been nominally cited as the biggest offenders when it comes to investment in the country. Cameroon is not an exception in this rule. It is even have the enviable position as being one of the most corrupt nations on earth, thereby making it difficult to invest in the country. For Cameroonians in the diaspora who have tried to invest in the country, they have a grim story to tell, as we hear in this report, courtesy of Ngala Kilian.
The forum comes at a rather defining moment. Many people are losing their jobs as a result of the global credit crunch. For the Vice Prime Minister, Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Jean Kwete, the Cameroonian diaspora can play a key role in smothering the effects of the crisis, and the diasporans are eager to help.
We would like to bring expertise to help train people. A little example is like teaching people how to paint, to do painting. This does not cost a lot of money, doesn't take a lot of time. Things like putting tiles on the wall, they're basic things, basic, even mothers in the village, you could teach them things like that.
The diaspora is doing a lot already. It is no news any longer, the value of remittances. This is money that the diaspora sends to families, friends, for investment to the country. I believe that that will continue, but what we're looking to do is to engage with the government to see how we can strategically gather all that money into a kind of investment fund so that the impact in terms of national development will be greater.
But these good intentions are frequently met with bad policies back at home.
Some of the obstacles are to do with the policies that exist in the country to actually encourage the diaspora. If you give us an example, is tax breaks. You know, they could provide tax breaks for those who are bringing in foreign direct investment to come and invest in the country. There's also the ease with which diaspora can travel in and travel out.
For example, when you travel to the Douala airport, we want, as I was talking earlier on, training. We think that staff needs a lot of training how to receive people. For example, I did bring some people in who came for investment, but they couldn't do anything because of the way they were received.
The Minister of Trade, Luc Maglua Mbarga Tangana, said the Yaoundé Forum is intended to find ways of creating the necessary incentives for Cameroonians residing abroad to come back and invest in their country.
And Doctor, we are now in the second part of our interview. You are also in the country to attend the first ever organized forum by the diaspora to help investment in the country. How is the forum going to help investment in Cameroon?
I think for us who have come from the diaspora for this forum, we've done so because we recognize the importance of it in terms of the potential that it presents to us in the diaspora, as well as the potential that it presents to Cameroon in general for development, the potential it presents to the people in terms of those opportunities that they have. Typically, like as I said, the partnerships that we've been able to develop with TRB, it presents opportunity for us to develop more of such partnerships. And so we see the forum as the beginning of something which over time would be fundamental to the way that the diaspora is able to invest. And that investment will not just be from the perspective of people, individuals carrying out investment, but will be in the perspective of the people in the diaspora also linking up in partnership with foreign companies, foreign organizations, as well as local organizations to achieve development and investment in a level that we cannot currently achieve.
And when we talk about investment in Cameroon, we talk about taxation, we talk about the police, we talk about customs. And from all indications, these components are a major setback to investment in Cameroon. Did you raise some of the issues about the police, customs, and taxation in the forum?
We had various presentations from the ministries, which in a way, we appreciate that a lot of effort is being made in all those areas to deal with the sort of obstacles that most of us find or consider to be preventing us from being able to carry out investment here successfully. And we only hope that they carry on with those policies and weeding out any of the bad elements in the system that prevent such investment. But right from the diaspora itself, we've had discussions on some of these issues. And the key thing was for us to be able to identify a mechanism by which we can communicate to the establishment, being in the diaspora, to help resolve some of those issues. Because one of the problems is actually identifying that there's a problem and also being able to show how that problem is affecting you in terms of that investment. So we're hoping that over time, as part of this forum, we'll be able to have some communication channel or some agency of some sort that is able to act on behalf of the diaspora, or where the diaspora can tap into for resources and for addressing issues of that nature.
And when we talk about the diaspora today, we're talking about their clamor to be involved in the political process in the country, maybe being able to vote, and also running for political office. Is that your own understanding too of what the diaspora should be doing?
Well, you see, for some of us who are in the diaspora as business people, our interest is more about development and being able to create wealth for the people of Cameroon and take them out of poverty. Now, naturally, people say there's nothing that's not political. That's true. But the way that we want to put our focus is in achieving that ultimate goal. In other words, making sure that we are doing something that is ultimately able to help the people of Cameroon move away from the state of poverty.
And this last question, Dr. Foba, if you were in a government position like a minister or the president of this country, and you were asked to set standards or set an approach whereby the diaspora could be involved to develop the country, what are you going to do?
I suppose everyone has his own way of doing things, and everyone will have his own approach to everything. But my approach, which is something that we've certainly come here to present in the workshop, is about creating an environment that is going to be attractive to people. And that includes the general culture of the society in terms of how it welcomes people in, creating an environment that is less obstructive, which allows people to be able to carry out their business in a much faster way than we currently do. There's a clear difference between the diaspora and the people who are local, which is that if I've booked my holiday or booked a trip to be here for a week, I naturally don't have another 2 or 3 days to add on top of that if something delays. And so part of creating that environment that is conducive for investment is also about looking at all those obstacles around and the way that we do things culturally to make sure that they are facilitating someone who hasn't got a lot of time. And so to that extent, we're hoping that some of the changes will take some time, but there are things that can be done quickly in terms of some of these agencies that we're talking about, who can be there just to look at the needs of the diaspora, and through those agencies we can communicate our specific requirements as to how and which mechanism can be used to facilitate investment.
So thanks for talking to CRT.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for watching the program, and that is all the package we had for you this week. Stay tuned to another edition of the program next week, but continue to send your suggestions and proposals to the presenter using the following address. As for me, Bonimo, and the rest of the Spotlight team, we wish you a very excellent day. Cheers.